Y'all, listen. Today I'm going to tell you 5 things that make you mentally weak or that keep you mentally weak. I've been on a quest for many years to try to calm the chaos in my mind and to make my mind strong in healthy ways. And I have decided to start making notes. I might make myself a little book to pass on to my son. I send him videos a lot of times, but I know he's in college and he's busy and probably doesn't watch. So I want to leave a legacy for him. And I take the teachings of Buddhism, Hinduism, the Christian faith, Stoicism, all of them, and I kind of meld them together because there's common threads through all to kind of come up with this way that kind of works for me. So if I refer to my notes, please excuse, but I'm going to give you 5 things today that keep you mentally weak, okay? The first one is having a negative mindset, all right? Having a negative mindset. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Be mindful, and if you stay in the present, that's going to keep you from being negative. And when you catch yourself being negative, just shut it off. Or flip the phrase around to turn it into positive. That way you're being proactive. I do that sometimes. And I'm becoming more and more aware of how negative my talk can be. When I got here in Las Vegas almost 6 years ago, I thought I was a positive person, but I wasn't. And I had a lot of people tell me how negative my thinking was, and I've slowly am making changes. It's a lifelong process. My dad used to say, blow the cobwebs out. And if you're thinking negatively, you got cobwebs all in your mind, and you can't let the sunshine come in. You can't let the good stuff in if you're thinking negatively. So stop thinking negatively. Number 2, stop complaining, okay? Because most of the things you complain about are outside your control anyway. Complaining is like carrying around a hot coal in your hand, a hot coal. What's the point of that, right? It's not doing you any good. It's burning you. Complaining and negativity go hand in hand. I notice this a lot. I'm a teacher of little kids, elementary school, and they complain all the time. And I don't know if they're getting that from home or what, but I'm trying to nip this in the bud at a young age. A lot of the things that I talk to you about that I'm trying to put into my life, that I'm trying to teach my son, are also what I teach the littles. Complaining doesn't do any good, you guys. It's just a negative loop, and it never solves anything, okay? Once again, trying to catch yourself complaining and flip that script around and flip the way you say things is very helpful. Number 3, not expressing yourself, okay? I never had a problem with that. My problem always was that I expressed myself too much. But if you're not expressing yourself, you're keeping a treasure that's within you that someone might need all to yourself, you guys. And whether it's something you need to express as far as standing up for yourself, and I've got a story about that another day, or feelings or whatever, if you hold that in and don't say it long enough, what's going to happen? Eventually it's going to be like a fizzy drink that you've held your thumb on, and it's going to explode at some point. So express yourself when you need to, in appropriate ways, with appropriate people. We'll talk about that another time too, because overexpressing is not a good thing either. So not expressing yourself is making your mind weak. That's number 3. Number 4, blaming others. Stop blaming others. That's another thing that little kids do. It's his fault. He did this. He did that. I'm so tired of that. I don't listen to that at all, because that's setting examples, or that's setting a precedent when they start that mess when they're little for them to blame as adults. We have turned into a blaming society. Nobody takes accountability for anything. And I didn't come from a world like that. We took responsibility for ourselves. That's how I was raised, and maybe because I'm old. But stop blaming other people, you guys, because that's like carrying around a big old backpack full of rocks, and it's never going to solve anything. Put that down, man, and work on forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. Sometimes just the act of forgiveness, even if you don't really feel it, just being willing to do it is letting that backpack of rocks go. I've been there too. So the fourth way to keep your mind weak is blaming others. Okay. Number 5 and last is fantasizing instead of visualizing. Okay. That keeps your mind weak as well. Now, the difference is when you're visualizing, you're staying in your own inner world, and you're just kind of, when you're fantasizing and you're just kind of dreaming about it. Okay, you're never gonna get anywhere if you're just dreaming about things. That's like trying to build a castle without a foundation, you guys. Visualizing is actually setting things into motion. Okay, you can have the fantasy, but then you do the work. You set a plan up and you visualize to make things happen. And what the difference really is that fantasizing has a fixed outcome. Visualizing makes you understand that we live in a world that's ever changing. And as you visualize to make things happen for yourself, you have to understand that the ebb and flow of life and be willing to roll with the punches, as my mom used to say, or be flexible. Okay? So those are the 5 things that keep your mind weak: negativity, blaming others, not expressing yourself, and fantasizing. Okay, so let's develop strong minds as we head into 2024. I love you guys. This is the Hillbilly Goddess giving you a little bit of Wednesday wisdom. Love you.